GYMSMITHY. Today we're going to make something other people don't have. It's not quite an invention, but it is going to be a front lever machine. So I'm building this machine because I want to isolate the lats. I want a movement that takes the biceps out of that. One way to do that is the front lever, which I'm doing here. I'm doing it not a full front lever because I can't do that. My arms are too long. I'm not 120 pounds and short. But yeah, I have my knees tucked, and I'm able to do this, but I wouldn't be able to do this for reps, not bodybuilder style. And then vice versa, I can also do this on rings and show this. The other way to achieve this is that there's a machine that Dorian Yates used called a Nautilus pullover machine, which would take the biceps out and allow you to isolate the lats. But yeah, unless you want to spend a bunch of money on that, stuff really isn't available. So yeah, and this one's hard too. Now, traditionally speaking, for that lat isolation, apart from biceps, you are going to do a lat pullover, which is done on the bench here. Now, lat pullovers are great. I really like them. But they really only work that top range of motion. Once you get to the middle, and if you got to the bottom, you don't really have a lot of effect. So, and to mention too, when you do the front lever, you don't really have a lot of effect at the top or the bottom. It's mostly in the middle anyways. So I want to hit that bottom range of motion. What I'm doing here is I'm putting up the base support for what I'm going to build my front lever machine on. Whoops. By the way, I've shown you guys a picture of what it would look like if there was something that existed kind of like it. But this doesn't really exist. You can't just buy it off of Amazon. So this is the board that's going to act as the hinge point, and this uses three hinges. And I'm going to place this on the back. I need it on the back so it can swing backwards when I pull the machine forwards, which again will make sense when you see it as it evolves and grows here. Oh, yeah, that's working. I like it. And then showing you the round that I have. Also to mention, at this point, for whatever reason, my camera, the sound decided to go out on me, so I have to do the rest of this without sound. I cut those rounds in half, and those will go on the bottom there. That's going to provide the round leverage for the weights, so that whatever part of the motion I'm doing, it works off of that round. Ah, working perfectly. I put two supports on either side. That way when I hoist it up, it's in the correct position. Just checking for fit again. Excellent action. Yeah. And then I'm going to take this guy. Is this right? Yeah. I bought this from Habitat for Humanity for 99 cents. And I'm going to put that on top. So, drill some holes in there. The bit that I have is old. It's the biggest bit that I had on hand for this, so you see kind of burning out there. Wish it didn't do that, but whatever. We got it done. And then I'll just take this bathroom handle and we're going to hit that in, kind of pressure fit it. I do end up putting a screw on either side, but I got to get this in the holes, and I need the aid of, once again, the good old dumbbell weight. I wonder if like a shake weight would be like a pneumatic dumbbell weight. Oh, those horrible shake weights. But anyways, this came in handy. I didn't have to grab a hammer. So now I'm going to throw my rig on up there. The entire rig took me about an hour and a half to build, if I don't account for filming time and all that extra stuff. And then it cost me about $70 or $80. I think the rounds were 20 bucks a pop. The 2x4s were about 20. That handle was 99 cents, and then some rope and the little things that I'm going to use here in a second. So not too bad on cost, and not too bad on time either. Now that I have those big wood clamps on there, I'm able to put the screws in on the back. It is just two screws on the back. I am going to put a little 2x4 on the front, which I didn't shoot, but I'll put that on there and drive screws into that as well, just to reinforce its connection here. And we're not done yet, but checking for fit, for how it works, and it's looking pretty good. One of the issues that I do have is that if you can see, well, I'm actually going to show it later, but you can see where that kind of closes, and you don't want it to really pinch your back. Yeah, I'm going to get to that in a sec. So I got some rope, cut the rope, measured it to my wheel, and this is going to provide that weight distribution all the way through the range of motion. I got that little hook there, and this is what I'm talking about, where the neck meats could get pinched. Don't want that. So what I got is I got a side of the outside of a computer off a Hewlett Packard. Thank you, Hewlett Packard, for that one, saving my neck meats. And then I used the 2 holes that you usually use that to tie that into the computer on the top there to put that on. And yes, I have my weight on there. This is it. I usually say here it is, but again, the sound's out. So the machine, really happy with it. Really happy with how it's working. And you can see at the top, it's really not taking that much force, but in the middle and then definitely at the bottom of the range of motion, you get a really good strong push. Oh, look at all those face grimaces. Like, I'm working hard. So I'm going to go, that was 50 pounds. I'm going to put another 50 on there on the other side. So this gives me 100 pounds. I suppose I could take my scale out. I got like a deer weight scale just to measure weights, and I could put that on there and see how much force it actually takes. But it's 100 pounds of kettlebells on the back end. So I feel that's working really pretty good. Gotta make this seem though like it's doing its job. Face grimace. Oh yeah. So, and then I'm going to change angles here. I'm going to go from the side. That way you can show how that looks from that angle. And at first I was trying to really like grab that bar and stuff like that, but I ended up just kind of putting my hands over it eventually after I shot the video, because it's much more comfortable that way. And then you can't really hear it, but because there's no sound again. But those kettlebells are like clanging into the back of my cable machine I have there. And there, that's also hard to see, but I hung off the top of it, showing that with the 100 pounds, the lumbar, and my 200 pounds of weight, that it will hold itself up. It's not going to fall. So I feel really pretty good about whatever weights that's going to do. Now, I had not designed it for this purpose, but just messing around with this thing, one of the things it really does pretty good at is those tricep extensions, the skull crushers. So really happy with that. I've actually, between yesterday and when I've been editing this, did a whole bunch of those, and that feels really pretty good. And there's always those people who are at the gym, they're using machines for things they're not supposed to or stuff like that. So you can do like the single arm lat pull downs with that. I could do that as well. I don't know if I'm going to do that as much. I'm mostly going to do those tricep extensions and the front levers. So my outro clip had no sound, so I had to scratch it. Really happy with how this turned out. The weights do swing. They do kind of clang into that machine. That's going to have to be something I work on. But besides that, well worth the money, well worth the time and effort. Really happy with it. Thanks guys for watching. Like and subscribe. And got more good stuff coming. Getting into the inventive-y stuff. So, all right. Bye-bye.